We've got a beautiful view here across Cullercoats Bay, across Cullercoats Harbour. And the thing about Cullercoats is navigation and the maritime history of the place is so important to it. And so I'm stood here at just opposite what's called Beacon House. Beacon House is over there. Now we can see Beacon House here. It's got a different profile and a different silhouette to the other houses on Beverley Terrace. So basically, from sea, you can get a good view of basically the middle of the harbour. It's almost the middle of the harbour, and that's why we've got these masts here. So these two white masts, when they line up, very much like in North Shields, that means boats can follow that line coming into Cullercoats Harbour, and they can navigate between these two sets of skiers, or two sets of rock, like treacherous rocks here, and come into Cullercoats Harbour safely when they follow the line of those two masts. So that's called Beacon House. And you've got to remember that the navigational landmarks are very important along this coast. So the oldest one, of course, is the Priory over there. Now the Priory is obviously absolutely massive. It's the oldest one, and it's the highest point as well. It's raised up above all else. And of course, for many centuries, there was a lighthouse on that piece of rock, on Penball Crag. But once the piers were built, then that lighthouse was taken down, and basically St Mary's Lighthouse was built. And St Mary's Lighthouse is an important navigational beacon that you can see from sea. And the other one we've got here is St George's. So St George's Cathedral, it was built by a very famous architect, Loughborough Pearson, and it was commissioned by the Duke of Northumberland, and that was in itself built as a navigational beacon. It's a Grade 1 listed building, and it was built in the late 19th century, just like St Mary's Lighthouse, just like the piers. All this stuff's late 19th century, but you can see that from way off at sea. It's a beautiful building. Like I say, it's a Grade 1 listed building, which makes it among the top 2% of buildings in the country. So these are the two navigation masts, and that's Beacon House. It's recognisable from sea, and it just shows you how important the maritime life and maritime history of Cullercoats is. In fact, that's why that street there is called Mast Lane, because they're, to represent these masts. So they're a very important fixture and a very important feature of Cullercoats.